for the Metal Gods Meltdown, and today I am joined by.
This is G from Lancaster.
It's great to be chatting to you this evening. Your album takes me back to the glory days of proper metal with a punkish infused attitude. Hell Campaign has only been out a short while. What's the feedback been like so far?
So far, we've been hitting it out the ballpark. It's a clear step up from our first one that had a lot of production issues. This one, so far, everybody's going crazy over it. Everybody's got their favorites. We couldn't ask for a better response.
That's amazing, man. Um, all of the tracks are stunning. Hell Campaign refers to the Battle of the Somme. Have you ever managed to visit the battlefield yourself?
I sadly no. I've always been planning a European island and continent war tour, just because I'm a big fan of history and all this noise. I've got a background in the military myself, so it's always something to go through history. I'd love to.
Totally, man. It's a must do, especially Eep and Tyne Cot. Hopefully, you will get over though with your band sometime on tour. Get to England, Belgium. That'd be amazing.
That would be that's the dream. That's the plan. Say it's in the works. It's going to happen at some point when we don't know, but it's definitely going to happen.
That's brilliant. I also love the video for Ravenstone. Do you plan to do similar AI videos in the future?
Actually, we plan on doing the whole album that way, just because we've been having a blast with the medium. We joke around and say might as well have some fun with it before it destroys us all.
Yeah, totally, man. I think Outlaw is my favorite track and hugely relevant these days, no more so than with our joke, woke police in London at the moment. I mean, I don't really want to get political, but how bad is the situation in Canada over there with the police
It
and
it
everything?
it, it often depends on perspective, but it's obviously a big commentary on uh, modern policing and old school, just anthem type slogans and stuff like that. So without getting too political into it, I mean, obviously we're still. We're not in communist China, but it's worth looking into.
Absolutely. So the album boasts 8 tracks. Are there plans to sort of do in between the next album an EP or something?
Well, we were already working on some new material. We tend to never let go of the gas, and if when we're jamming together, if we got a good riff going, we go for it and we work on it. So we've already got some stuff in the works. Maybe a single, with a proper video clip in between something else, but we're still kind of hanging on to the old school mentality. We like albums that encapsulate a moment in our career, and right now we're living a whole lot of new stuff, so it's inspiring a whole bunch of new stuff. So we'll have to wait and see.
That's amazing. You are clearly influenced by Motorhead and remind me very much of a band called The Almighty. Are you aware of them?
This rings a bell, but this is I'm looking through the archive in my head. This rings a bell. I'd have to hear it again.
All right. Ricky Warwick, he did front Thin Lizzy for a while, the
Oh,
reformed
for
Thin
sure.
Lizzy, and Blackstone Riders.
Yeah. This is from the old school there.
Yeah, man, we very much do remind me of them. So, what
Nice.
bands do have an impression on your music?
I'll go all over the place for certain stuff. Like some of my vocals, I can go all the way to James Brown as an inspiration, especially for the raspiness and the tight breathing moments and stuff like that. When it comes to guitar playing, growing up, I was a massive Eric Clapton fan. Everything that's Cream, Jimi Hendrix, all these blues guys, blues rock and roll guys. When it comes to overall riffs, I like since a Motorhead when it's just pounding, it sounds like an engine and it makes you want to go. When it comes to overall metal, the stuff we've been working on is very Saddam infused.
Mhm.
So just unadulterated aggression.
I love it, man. Absolutely. So, can you give us a little idea about plans, tour and festival wise? I mean, where you're situated, you're quite close to the USA, aren't you? Do you go over the border much?
Yeah, actually, it's in the works. The Americans they don't make it easy to go go make some money over there because you have to declare it, or else I mean we could get turned around and you're banned for 5 years, and that just doesn't help the band at all, right? So
Right.
we've been getting the bureaucracy ready and all the paperwork, the visas and the passports, and then if all goes well, we're going to be doing probably a 10-date tour, late summer, early autumn, 2024.
Cool.
And that's the market we're trying to break through is there because it's stereotypically Canada's very vast, and so doing 12 hours to do mid-sized city is not always financially a good decision, but we're 6 hours away from Boston.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, right. We're 20 some odd hours away from Jacksonville, Florida. So where we can do the whole East Coast on the way up, and that's our plan.
Yeah.
Just clocking in those miles and those kilometers to get there, man.
Absolutely. And like I say, hopefully you will get over to Europe. I'm sure you will. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, so we some of our band members thought pertinent to reproduce themselves, so now they've got kids to take care of and stuff like that.
Always the way, man. Always the
Yeah,
way.
but it's a question. Like I said, it's not an if, it's a when. So definitely we'll find a way to come over the pond.
Okay. So what inspires you guys to go with the name Lancaster? I mean, obviously the first thing you think of is Lancaster bomber, not Lancaster the city. It's a strong word.
Yeah, it evokes for those that are somewhat history oriented. It does evokes us of the image of the plane, and
Uh-huh.
when we were when the band had started initially, we went through the names Devil's Brigade at first, which is kind of a wink to the first joint task force during World War II, which was a Canada-U.S. thing. But anyways, we ended up settling on Lancaster. Our bassist is a huge aviation fan and all this noise. And at the same time, it was, it's a war machine. It's pretty badass. It's all steel and lead and stuff, and it's big engines. And, the fun fact is a lot of those planes were built in Canada
Right.
during the war effort. So, and then shipped right back into the island. So it comes with a nice little historical twist to it.
Dude, do you know what it is? I've got a history degree. I didn't fucking know that.
Fucking wild, right on. Yeah.
Fuck's sake, I've learned something new. All
That's
right.
good. Right on. I'm happy to share.
Um, so okay, if you could like have a dream band to go on tour with, who would be your ultimate touring buddies?
Oh shit! If we had any choice, we'd definitely be going with Judas Priest.
Yeah,
They're
see
not
that.
getting any younger, but damn, I think the mix would be just awesome.
Yeah,
Snow, so Sodom, obviously. Snow, we can kind of shape our way to play with anybody, except maybe some extreme black and grind death. Maybe we
yeah,
won't necessarily fit in there, but usually we find a way. In and around our stage sets, so we can usually please anybody. And besides, even when we have hooked on bills with heavier bands, per se,
hmm,
we still get that old school vibe going. So you can't deny it, and people start banging their heads, and that's it. They're sold.
cool. Okay, so going back to touring as well, carrying on with that. Sorry, what's been one of your favorite shows ever so far with Lancaster?
Oh geez, we had a couple of those. Right now, like fresh out of memory,
Mm-hmm.
we've played this venue in Montreal called the Trackside,
Mm-hmm.
and this is kind of a super underground, clandestine,
Oh, I
no
can see
posters, no
you.
addresses kind of venue. And it's a punk squat, and then
Yeah,
you go in there and it kind of feels like home. It smells like beer and cigarettes, and you can smoke inside and all this noise. So no, we ended up having a ball just playing with some bands there, and the venue's kind of small, put on two stories, and
yeah.
it kind of reminds you of the old school stuff when people would jump on stage and stage dive, and it reminds you of an old live Dead Kennedys clip or something like that. That's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
And your feet stick
no,
to the floor, sort of place. Yeah,
yes, exactly. So,
I miss those places, man.
oh man, they were the best, and they
They
still
were.
are.
They really were. Okay, and so then can you tell us what's been the most disastrous show you've ever played?
Oh, so we had this venue. Showing up there, I don't think they knew they had a show that night. So we ended up setting up kind of a guerrilla format where we're doing with what we have. So we're just about to get started, and there was a cop bust in the bar. They came and picked some guys up, and anyways, we had the ID and the whole police procedure and all this noise, and finally, so they ended up leaving with two guys, and we were left to rock it, and it kind of let a kind of a sour taste in our mouth the whole night. It was just kind of goofy having to play in this weird bar. So yeah, that was one for the books.
All right, man. So next one, is there a heavy metal song you wish you had written?
Oh geez, friendly fire from Sodom comes to mind, or
You're a big
screaming.
Sodom fan. I'm getting the
Oh
vibe, man.
yeah. It's just like I said. It's unadulterated. There's no drama. There's no, It's just it pounds snow. I wish I was somewhere on the credits for Screaming for Vengeance, and just say anything that rolls with it. Shit, Road Crew or Overdrive from Motorhead. That's like
Yeah.
like
So
Overkill. Sorry.
I want to touch like back on your career in the army. I mean, with Sodom, they sort of all their songs deal with war and warfare.
Yeah.
Touching on your career with the army, is that where you draw a lot of your inspiration then from? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. I'm an army brat myself, so I've always been around military bases and all this noise. Um, s- at some point, I ended up having to go in the army, not necessarily because that's what I wanted, just because it was, either the suit was going to be green or it was going to be orange. So, so I kind of ended up took a decision then, and I was lucky enough to not have served overseas and participated in things I wouldn't have wanted to. I did a lot of domestic operations and stuff like that. But at the same time, like I said, I'm a huge history fan. So obviously that well for inspiration goes deep, and there's a
yeah,
lot of stuff to come from it. And it's I was in a tank regiment, so there's something pretty metal and badass when you're five on a line and
yeah,
moving
man.
forward on 30-ton vehicles, and you're like, this is metal.
Yeah, totally, man. I just love the fact like bands like yourself still go back into history because I think it's so fucking important, especially
It's important. It's so rich, right? And there's
it
so
is,
much to
man.
draw, and
Mm,
it becomes um topical at the moment. It still retains its actual, see if that's a word, but anyways, yes.
yeah, absolutely, man. Okay, then. So next one, then. Can you tell us what was the first album you ever brought?
So the first album was our Bomber EP. It was a 5-song EP. It's available on the streaming platforms. You kind of have to dig for it though.
Right,
It's there. No, you can hear the prototype of the band. The lineup wasn't exactly what it was now.
right.
It was very, very raw. Things are off click. It's a true demo EP.
Yeah,
But
cool.
no, that was the first time we laid down some tracks for the band.
Brilliant. My Belgian friend likes to ask this of bands. It's a bit weird. If you were a musical instrument, what would you be? Had all
um,
sorts of answers. You can imagine.
I I'm gonna say banjo because I want people to fiddle with me.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. There we go.
All right.
10 out of 10. It's a good one. All right, what was the last song you listened to?
The last song, shit, was
Last song
just
was
for
shit.
no, it was actually two things because like I said, my musical styles go left to right. So there was obviously Liquidation from Sodom. I remember distinctly listening to today, and some Ice Cube actually. So
Okay. Okay, that's cool.
yeah.
Can you give us 4 words to describe Lancaster?
Um, Heavy, aggressive, um, hookish. I don't know. You say it's an experience. Those are 3 words. So it's an experience comma heavy. There you go.
Cool. Okay, going back to COVID days, the only reason I'm asking this is because live stream was mega popular, wasn't it? Do you
Right.
plan to ever do that with some of your shows, do live streams? Or is that
We actually, without too much bragging, on our Facebook, we were probably one of the first ones to actually do something streaming. We
okay?
remember we had filmed something the night the lockdowns happened in our province. So we ended up setting up. We used to gig out in this basement that was also a home studio,
Mhm.
and we ended up actually shit. This is I don't remember when COVID started, but anyways, I swear we finished it. We finished the stream at like 11 p.m. And when we finished, we saw the news that the lockdowns were in, and we were already considered illegal. But yeah, we've done it. We've done it a second time at Lancaster, which was this was in the middle of the pandemic when all was locked down and everything like that. We still had some possibilities to produce.
Mm.
And for in the future, maybe if we're headlining something big, if ever we actually become relevant or whatever, just to make it accessible to everybody, we like that philosophy. So maybe more to come.
That'd be amazing. I'm sure you're going to become mega relevant. Absolutely. I just think, yeah, it was fucking
Thank you.
I love it, man. Okay. So you're from the city of Quebec, and it's obviously like a French city. So do you ever have to? That sounds like a silly question, maybe. I don't know. Do
It's
you
all good.
ever sing? Do you ever sing in French? Do you have when you're in the French areas?
Well, I am francophone. My mother tongue is French.
Right.
I was lucky enough to be stereotypically a Canadian bilingual here. We've thought about it. We obviously do English just because it's international markets and it's what we listen to. We don't listen to all that much. There are some like Anonymous come to mind, or just some giants here in Quebec. We thought about, but usually we don't. Like we'll talk. Like we'll adapt. Montreal is a lot more Anglo than it used to be. So like when we were playing the trackside or wherever, we'll talk a little bit more in English. When we're in the regions or in the back country, then we'll be in French. And anyway, so we'll jump around. For song wise, yeah, we kind of tend to stick to English. Maybe something a la tout le monde, like Megadeth someday. But until then, we'll see.
Yeah, man, brilliant. All right then. So, can you tell us then why we should check out the album?
Yeah, it's if you like good hooks, in your face heavy metal, good riffs that aren't too pretentious or try to blow melt your face off with technicality or whatever. If it's just feel good heavy metal, like I said, unadulterated, it's aggressive, it's no crying, no whining, no breakups and stuff like that. It's all about shooting guns and rolling fast and. Yeah, exactly. Rolling fast and flipping off the police. And I think, yeah.
Fucking right. All right, man. So finally, it's 5 questions, either or either. So the first one is vinyl or digital?
Right now, digital. We want vinyl. It's in the plans.
Okay. Festival or small gig?
Shit, both, man. We just can't get enough. If it's a gig, we're there.
Cool. Are you Saints or Sinners?
Sinners, for sure.
Cool. Bears or moose?
Shit, that's a good one. Bears or moose? Lynx, just to fuck with you.
Yeah, nice one. All right, and your final one is Voivod or Anvil?
Shit, man. Annihilator.
Yeah, mate. Love Annihilator. Give me some Annihilator. All right, man. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you today. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers, and listeners?
Just the typical. I'll plug myself real quick. We are Lancaster Metal on Facebook, Lancaster Metal on Linktree. From there, you'll find us Lancaster Metal War Machine on YouTube. You'll find us there. Bandcamp, Lancaster Metal. You'll find us there. Subscribe, like. It doesn't cost you anything, but it's worth a lot for us bands. Have yourself a listen, and if you want a patch, just hit us up, and we'll ship some out. Snow, thanks a lot so much. Thank you so much for having me, man. It was been a pleasure talking to you.
Go ahead and disregard a change. vehicle. What's the clearing? It is a two-door Buick Regal, 237 Palm View, has 5 suspects inside.
You're the cops of military, so step up.